Hi, Liz. All right, so I just have this consent form, and it's just for confidentiality and just releasing so that we can use the information that is provided in this interview. So if you just want to read over these categories, and if you have any questions, I can answer them for you. And then once you're done, you'll just sign right there.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's ugly looking right now.
It's a
Like
very,
me.
aggressive signature.
I like to get my anger out in my signature, because there's no other way.
Oops,
You messed it up.
I always mess up on dates. All right.
Ready?
So, you were talking about moving
Yeah.
schools, leaving
Yeah.
St. Francis.
So basically where I'm going to is Bluffton University. It's like 20 minutes away from my house. And it's basically kind of like this school, except it's a little bit smaller. I don't know how many people are here. There's like maybe 2,000, I think.
Around 2,000, 3,000.
I was
I've seen Bluffton, so I know
I was
how
gonna say,
small
so
it is.
it's
Yeah.
actually very, very tiny. But they do have a very, like, a more broad social work program, so there's more opportunities over there. It's kind of like what we have in the art department and the nursing program here.
Mhm.
So that's what I kind of wanted to do. They were big on education and social work. And like I said, I could be saving thousands of dollars every year, and I could get home cooked meals. So
That makes sense.
yeah, but it also would have, like, it helped with a lot of, like, different issues. So, like, I don't have a car on campus, and if I stayed at home, I could have a vehicle,
Mhm.
and it would be a lot easier. There are obviously some setbacks, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. But I think the one thing that I'm nervous about is learning the different people, because I'm like, well, I'm going in knowing no one, and I think the program and whatnot, because every program is, like, different
Yeah.
with different colleges. So I think that's the most worry that I have, I guess. I don't know. And learning the campus, like, I don't know where anything is,
Mhm.
and, like, I don't know how that's gonna go. But it's kind of funny. My grandpa, he literally lives right across the campus, so I could just go over there anytime that I
So
want. Be
nice.
like, can I just chill here for like 5 minutes before class? But I'm excited, and I'm hoping what I can do is when I get there that they're like, you have an elective open. So because I'm really, really close to getting an art minor, I have like maybe 2 other classes because you have to have so many credits. But I have 2 more classes that I could take, and they're also big on the art program too. So I'm kind of like, maybe this would be a thing.
Mhm.
But
Have you thought about maybe taking like summer classes for art?
I don't know if they allow summer classes because most of that is done on campus. So I don't know if they have any that, I don't know. Do colleges do summer classes? Well,
I mean, St. Francis does.
Do they
I mean,
really?
I've
Okay.
considered a psychology minor, and then I just do a couple summer classes just to get that.
Okay, because I know, like, I want to try to do that, and to kind of catch up, I probably will have to take some summer classes. But I am hoping, like, in the long run, I can do an art minor. But I don't know because my mom, like, just recently, like, she left admissions and to go work at like a Lyman Community Church, and so she's not part of the admission program anymore. So I can't figure out like what to do. I'm like, so what are they doing recently? She's like, I don't know. So, but
Will it still be cheaper for you to go there?
yeah. Okay. So the last time I went home was maybe 3 weeks ago, and the reason I went home is because Mom was like, we need you home and all this stuff, and I'm like, I don't know why, but okay. So they just wanted all of us to be there for us to let us know, like, hey, Mom's switching jobs, and me and Leah, like, Leah's just starting college, so she's just kind of like, so what are we doing about tuition? Because Bluffton is the same thing as St. Francis. I think it's about $40,000 a year. And Leah goes, I only have $2,000, so what are we gonna do? And I go, yeah, I can't pay that much. And Mom decided, her and Dad were like, well, we have a plan B. She goes, we are comfortable enough with paying your guys' tuition. You guys will only have to be paying room and board. And I'm like, oh, sweet. So, like, I don't have to pay anything. And they normally pay for a book. She's like, we feel comfortable enough to where we can pay. And if you guys have to take out any more loans, we'll pay them back for you. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, that was that was the number one worry. But, like, admissions wasn't the greatest for her because she was left out of the big picture because she was in a parent, like, well, I guess more of like an adult recruiting type thing for like adults wanting to graduate college, which she was a part of, so it's kind of funny, but it all worked out in the end.
Now, I thought Blackstone was a religious private school. Don't they have some religious affiliation?
So they're not, I don't know if they're like as strongly aware of their religion that they have around like the campus and everything, but they're not Catholic, they're more of like a Mennonite
That's what I thought.
type area.
Mhm.
So it's not like that they put that, it's not that they put that into the classes though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think in the end you only have to take like one theology class and like it's not, I don't know. I mean, there are areas to go to church at, but at the same time it's kind of like, it's not pushed.
And yours will hopefully transfer.
I
The
hope
theology
so.
credits you took here will
I
hopefully
hope
transfer.
so. I'm taking 2 theology credits. One of them's got to transfer.
Oh, no.
I'm like, one of them has to, but I don't know. It's interesting to see what kind of concepts go along with different colleges because for me, like, I can only do small campuses. I can do, like, large schools. And I know my boyfriend goes up to Toledo, and his is like, there's like how many freaking
Toledo's
people there?
a big. That's where my parents went to school and met. And
Oh, really?
everything.
Yeah, it's a big school,
massive.
and it's full of like engineers and pharmacy,
It
and I'm
is.
like, I have no idea what any of this stuff is about.
Mhm.
So it's interesting to see where that goes because Jake will talk about stuff in his class or work, and he'll get so excited, and I'm like, got nothing. It's like I learned about my feelings today and how I feel on other things.
And then Zach goes to the University of Cincinnati, and I was telling him that the smallest class I've had here at St. Francis was 4 kids, including me. And he's like, the smallest class I had was like 100 students, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I couldn't do that.
I'm like, how do you guys like get across like information? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, and sometimes I know that they aren't even professors. It's more of like the teacher assistants, and
Mhm.
they aren't helpful at all because they have no idea. And I know how like we meet with our advisor, and they never meet their advisor. Like they just email them, and they have to
That's
figure out
what
their
Zach
schedule
does.
on their own. And I'm
Mhm.
like, how do you
I
do
think
that?
Zach met with his advisor once to figure out if he could get a double major and a minor at the same time. But
Yeah, I don't.
besides that, he just emails his advisor and he's like, this, and I'm like, I have to meet them in person.
No,
I'd be so
it's 'cause
lost.
I would be so screwed because I would be anxious and be like, is this what I need to take? Like, can I do this? But I don't know. It's different, I guess, with bigger schools, and they're fine with it and everything. But
Mhm.
it's interesting. I don't know. I can't do a big school. Yeah, I know.
The hat, how many hats do you have? Because I notice you have like a different hat almost every day.
2, 3, 4. I think I have 5. I have the wine glass and I have this one. I have one, my sister, she does hats. She just gets like really cheap hats and then she embroiders them.
Oh,
She comes up with designs and embroiders them. So I have I have one where it's got the little black Mickey head on it. I should wear that this weekend. And then I have a Toledo hat. It's Jake's old one. It's so gross, but I wear it anyway. It's so like sun bleached. Like he worked with building pools and everything, and he wore that hat every day for summer, like 5 days a week. And it should have been navy blue. Now it's literally almost white.
That's crazy.
It's actually disgusting. so gross, but I have it anyway. And then there's one where it's black, but then it's got like little studs all over here. I think that's what you call them. I think. There's that. I think that's it. I'm not a big fan of hats. I was never a big fan of hats because I couldn't pull my hair together in a ponytail, and I was waiting for the day that I could like actually wear my hair in a ponytail. It's taking forever. It's taking so much effort.
That's how I was with hats, but then I came to college and some days I'd wake up and I'm like, yep, not doing my hair today. And so I just throw on a hat.
Yeah, well, like if I wear a hat with my hair down now, I literally look like a boy.
Oh.
I look like a boy, and it's so depressing. Okay. Oh wait, I forgot to mention one hat. I have a Cubs hat.
Why the Cubs?
I'm a fan of the Cubs.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
No, it used to be my dad's hat, and like him and my brother, they got us into like the Cubs. So now like my whole family's part of the Cubs fan. I remember last year when the Cubs like won.
Did you guys cry?
I like cried tears of joy.
I know
was
lots of
so
people that
freaking
cried.
excited. I was up really late watching that, and then I was like, okay, I can go to bed now.
You're like, I can die a happy person.
I was screaming in Bonzel, like with some of my friends. I was like, it's okay, everything's fine.
They won.
They won, it's alright. But no. Are we good?